Hi everyone, you're welcome to another English class here at LearnCity. My name is Francis Ikurowo and I'm your English tutor for today's class. So last time, in the last video, I explained the uses of proper nouns. Okay, there is one big thing that I hinted on. I said your proper nouns must always begin with a capital letter, regardless of where they occur in the sentence, okay? That means we cannot capitalize the first letter of a common noun. Do you understand? We cannot. So today's class will be about using capital letters appropriately in proper nouns. Using capital letters appropriately in proper nouns, okay? And try to know the thin line, okay? Try to know the difference between your proper noun and common noun and how you can properly use your capital letters. It's not that simple, but at the end of this class, you're going to learn the differences in the use of capital letters between your proper nouns and common nouns. For correctness, capitalizing the first letter of a common noun or abstract nouns in writing is erroneous and should be avoided. It's erroneous. You don't capitalize the first letter of a common noun or the first letter of an abstract noun. For instance, let's say we've seen writings like we should vote leaders who have an interest at art. And you see that the L of the leaders is capitalized. Okay? Why? Who have our interest. The I in interest is capitalized. Now the H in heart is capitalized. Why should it be like that? What is the rule? Does capitalizing the first letter help show the importance of that particular word? No. No, that is not how it should be. Okay, you don't capitalize words the way you like, or the way you think that it's important, or this word it has this significance. If that's going to be like that, then you can just say every other thing that has significance. You can just capitalize words and anyhow. Then it's erroneous. It should be avoided. It's not how it should be. The first letters of any proper noun or nouns that have been believed or accepted to be proper nouns are words that can rightly take the capitalization. Okay, well, we talked about that. That you don't capitalize words anyhow you like. Okay, you don't capitalize, for instance, don't capitalize occupations, titles when not used as part of a name. Okay, you don't capitalize what? Occupations, titles when not used as part of a name. Okay, talk about the magazine's managing editor. The magazine's managing editor. The editor there, the E in editor will be in lowercase. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You say an elderly professor. The P in professor will be in lowercase. The left-wing senator, for instance, the S in senator will be in lowercase because these occupations and titles are not used as part of that particular name. You can have Senator, let's say Ajayi Gabriel, for instance. The S there will be a what? Will be in capital because the senator there is used as part of that name. Do you understand that? You can have Professor James Ibori, for instance, okay? The professor there, because it's used as part of that particular name, the P there in professor will be what will be capitalized. The same way when you have editor-in-chief Gabriel Akwantakun or whatever you have, okay? The E there, okay, the editor-in-chief, the E there, the T there, the E there, but the IN will not be capitalized because it's not a content word. And the C there will be what? Will be capitalized. Okay? Now again, you don't capitalize directions and general areas. Let's say you talk about held north. You talk about the west of the city. You don't capitalize the north arbitrarily or anyhow you like. You don't capitalize west anyhow you like. Okay. General uses like saying we should vote leaders who have our interest at heart. You can't have L, for instance, and you have to capitalize because it's a general use. It's a common noun. When you have heart, H there is a general use. So you can have the H in capital. All right. Or interest, you can have the I in capital. When you say the longest river in the world, you can have the R in capital. Neither can you have the W in capital. You don't capitalize seasons, vacations, or century. The faction of the 50s is summer vacation and all of that. You don't capitalize theories, models, discipline. Okay, let's talk about a discipline now. Let's say sociology, okay, economics, okay, English. Of course, you're going to capitalize English because the first letter in English, because the English as a word is a proper noun. But when we talk about sociology as a discipline, we talk about economics, we talk about statistics. It can't be capitalized because it's a particular discipline. It's common. Even law. Okay? But there's going to be a difference here if we are talking about a course of study. I mean, a course. Okay, let's say I'm going to take a course in let's say introduction to the study of writing now, for instance. You know that the I there will be in capital, the TO will not be in capital, the TH will not be in capital, the S will be in capital, the writing will be in capital because this is a course. Okay, let's say inorganic chemistry. Okay, the I will be in capital, the C will be in capital because it's a course. It's a course title, basically. That's what we're talking about. It's different from having a discipline or just a course like linguistics and economics and statistics and physics. The first letters there in all of these words will not be capitalized. Okay, now, but we have a course title because that is the title. Titles, okay, are proper nouns. They are exclusive names that you give to things. But when they are detached from what? From, like we learned earlier, senator, okay, and a leading senator, the S will be in lowercase, of course. There was something I didn't say, that your proper nouns cannot take indefinite articles. Your proper nouns cannot take indefinite articles, okay? That means it's your common nouns that take indefinite articles. Now that makes sense that in a word that you can use A with, you're not going to have that word, that name in capital letter, the first letter in capital letter. So you're talking about a leading senator, okay? You're already using A with senator. That means the S is not going to be in capital, it's going to be in lowercase because it's not used as a part of a name or as part of a name. But there are cases where you have A with a proper noun. For instance, you can enter a class and say, is there a Victor here? Okay, you mean is there anyone who identify by that particular name? Okay, it's in that case there is a difference between having Victor as a proper noun and looking for Victor as a common noun. All right, but the V there will still be in capital. Oh, I'm looking for a Francis here. That means I'm looking for that particular person, okay, that particular person, common, whose name is Francis. Because I've not identified the person. I've not identified the person as Francis. So I'm saying I'm looking for a Francis. The F is still going to be in capital letter. The V in Victor is going to be in capital letter. I mean, that is case. Now, you don't capitalize, I was saying you don't capitalize discipline or theories or models. Or let's say you have a theory, it's a theory now, or a belief. Let's say you have rationalism, you have feminism, you have sexism, you have socialism, okay, you have capitalism, okay. All of these are theories, economic theories or political theories or what have you. You don't capitalize the first letter there, okay, except if it's used with a proper name, except if it has been incorporated into the system of proper noun. For instance, you can talk about the feminist, let's say Bodija feminist movement, for instance. Okay, you understand that is a different ball game. Okay, the B in Bodija there is capital, the F in Bodija there is capital, and the M in Bodija there is capital. All right. Now again, we can talk about theories. Let's say psychoanalytic theory, Einstein's theory of relativity, for instance. Okay, the E there is going to be in what? It's going to be in capital because, of course, Einstein is a what? Is a proper noun. Okay, but the psychoanalytic theory, okay, that you have, the P is going to be in lowercase, the T is going to be in lowercase. In Einstein's theory of relativity, the E in Einstein is going to be in capital, the T, the O, and the R in theory of and relativity is going to be in lowercase. You have, but Charles' law is a different thing because Charles is a name, okay? Then the L will be in lowercase, the C is going to be in what? In capital, string theory, okay? And any theory that you have, you don't capitalize theories, models, or discipline. You don't capitalize titles when not used as part of the names. You don't capitalize common nouns or general uses that we know. Okay, what makes the difference here is the fact that when you have an indefinite article used with them for some of these words, some of these names, then you can't have the name in the first letter of the name in capital. Okay, you have to know anyway that proper nouns within these terms, I've said that earlier, are still capitalized as usual. Okay, because this is necessary for us to write and achieve, clear, beautiful, and effective writing. So that we know, we get to know how words are used. We get to write flawlessly. You don't just capitalize arbitrarily and say, okay, this is where you have to write. This is to show importance or something. Okay. So I hope you've learned areas where we don't capitalize the first letters of some words, and areas where in the last class, areas where we capitalized the first letters of the word. In our next class, we'll be looking at some areas in concrete nouns and abstract nouns. Okay, we'll be looking at the fact that some nouns can be abstract, okay, and the same vein can be common. Okay, do you understand? It's going to be an interesting class with you all. In the meantime, you can go over this class again. If you have any question, then leave a comment down in the comment section. I'm going to address your questions. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel.